There's a tree behind me that's right where I want to use backcast. So I'm trying to flick it in amongst there without hooking the trees. I got a long cast here. There we go, fish. Guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a little break. I've been fishing the river nationals and I've been really busy with guiding in university. I've got quite a lot of fish I can see in front of me here, so hopefully we'll be able to catch some of them. I'm fishing today with an 11-foot 4-weight. It's a little bit more powerful rod than I would normally fish with, and a bit thicker leader, so I'm using 10-pound yellow line, which is a lot thicker than I would standard fish with just generally. But as you can see, the river, well, as you'll see in a sec, the river's quite a small river. There's a lot of snags, so I have to use a little bit heavier tippet to control the fish. So a lot of people always asking me which leader do I use. The answer is it depends. It depends on the fish size, how much obstructions in the river, the trees, and how heavy the flies I'm fishing, how thick's the tippet. So today we're fishing a bit heavier leader, but we'll give it a go and hopefully it'll be a good video. I've got a couple of spots left in my upcoming Nymphing clinics on May 18th and 19th. If you're interested in those, send me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So what I've got here is a short deep pool. There was some fish sitting a bit further back, but they've pushed just into this slower, deeper water. I've got one egg on. I'm going to cast just to the right of this little snag here. Try and get it deep quickly and come through the fish here. I'm going to try and make this first cast as good as it can be. So I'm going to come up like this. Now the net comes slow, and there's a fish. Unfortunately, it's one of the smaller ones. So what I'm trying to do is just try and keep it away from those other fish, which I would quite like to get a go at catching, just by playing. I'm just playing it both really hard with the low rod angles, and I'm just trying to slowly move downstream with it, because I prefer to fight it down here than scare all the other ones off. Nice rainbow, really fat fish actually. So I keep the rod really low, and I'm really trying to use the backbone to pull this fish upstream of me so I can get it. This is really nice rainbow. Super chunky fish. You can see it's just got that egg. Really nice rainbow. We'll get him back. So now that I've kept that fish from splashing around with all those other fish, I might have a shot at catching a couple more out of here. Whereas if I had let it swim around with all the others, just the splashing and stuff, and especially if I go in there, really can scare off all the fish. So I always try and bring the fish back from the little pods. Just trying to tuck the fly so that it comes just to the side of where that little snag was. There's a fish. Too easy. Come on. There's a couple of sticks and stuff in here. I'd really like to pull this fish away from the other fish. This isn't going as well as that last fight. Come on. Oh no, all the fish are getting super freaked out. There we go, now we can pull them away. So I can see all the other fish going. So you notice I keep the rod super low because the water's really fast in here. So if I bring the fish up to the surface, it'll come up to those fast currents on the top and it'll probably thrash around. That's a good way to lose the fish. So I'm just going to bring it upstream of me. That was a little bit of a cheeky pot shot at that fish, but there we go. Nice kind of kiped up jack. So we'll come back up now and we'll have another crack, because hopefully being able to bring that fish away has allowed the other fish to just kind of chill out a bit. So you notice as I come up here, I'm trying to be like really soft with my footsteps, because what you'll see people do is they go splash, 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 and when you do that, it pushes shockwaves up through the water, and sound travels super well underwater. So I'm not so worried about my voice as such, but I'm worried about the kind of noise of my boots against the rocks, splashing on the water. So I just try and move in as softly as possible, and as I do that, hopefully the fish won't spook. The problem is when you spook one fish in here, all the other ones go kind of spook around each other, and then they kind of push up under rocks and it's hard to catch them. So I'm going to try again to tuck into that slow water so it comes down through the pod. It should be good. Let's see if one eats this now. Come on. So no fish on that cast. So we'll try again. I'm just going to let that get down. And just try to slow down the drift a little bit. There we go, fish. Let's see if we can bring this fish away from the others again. Come on. There we go. So what I do there is I just kind of fight it softly, lead it out, and now it's come out of the pool. I can fight it really hard to try and keep it from going back in there. Come on, buddy. Come upstream of me. So I'm trying to watch out for these snags. I probably should have mentioned that. The fish tried to go for it. There we go, get him upstream. It seems like the rainbows love that little orange egg. Got a rainbow? Not a super big one, but so there's pretty red stripes on them at this time of year. So I'm in a spot here, I can see a fish just up there on the bottom, and so I've got a bunch of trees all over me. So I'm just going to try and do more of a sideways cast. A lot of people tend to come up and over, and when you do that in these little rivers, you just end up hooking stuff. So I'm going to cast more sideways, and I'm going to strike more sideways too. Pick that up. I might even have to let the line sit on the water here, because I don't think I'm going to be able to lift my rod. The fear of hooking the branches above me. There's a fish dropping back right opposite me. There we go. So I basically set the hooks like almost onto the water because there's branches like right next to me. That the moment I lift the rod, I'm gonna probably break the rod on the tree. So I try and keep this fish down away from the other fish. There we go. I'm just trying to have some awareness of where my rod tip is, or else I'm gonna run into some problems. There we go. I've got this space here. There's the small rainbow. Just a little wee one, this one, but very hungry. I'll give him back. So I basically just let the line sit in the water and sort of twitch away, and that's when I set the hook here. Because if I try and lift the rod, I'm going to get it caught in the tree above my head. So I'm just trying to keep everything down near the water. It's about unorthodox, it's not pretty, but it's working. This probably sums up fishing in this river in general, to be honest. Pretty nasty style, but quite good fun sometimes. I'm just watching the fly actually here. Ooh. I'm trying to line up the fly with the fish that I can see. He is actually eating something. I'm just watching the egg as it comes down. And there we go. So I just literally let everything sit in the water there. Watched the fish, saw the fish come over. Once I thought he was where the fly was, then I just set the hook and bang, I got him. So that's more like an instinctual style of fishing rather than actually watching for the take. This is actually a really nice rainbow. Might be a little bit bigger than the others. Again, got the problem with this tree above me. So this is kind of like an adapted version of like single nymph sight fishing on a floating line, except with an egg on a Euroliter. And in this river it's very effective. So I'm just trying to move here so that when I lift the rod I don't get it stuck. I've lost a couple of pretty important fish over the years like that. Come on, don't go down. Keep you upstream of me. Come back. Come on, come back. There we go. Real coloured up jack. So this fish was totally sight fished, and I just watched the trout rather than watching the line, and bang, kind of gnarly looking fish. So as I come up here, I can see a couple of fish over the light sandy bottom. There's 3 I think, maybe 4, and classically 5. Classically they're sitting like tucked under like an overhanging branch. So what I'm going to go for is I'm going to try for this backfish first. Because I can hopefully catch him and pull him away from those top 3 or 4 fish which are under the branch, and he's also a little bit more accessible. So I'm going to try to put it maybe 3 foot above him and let it drop onto him. There we go. Okay, so he's not active because I just put that maybe 20 centimeters to his right and he didn't eat it. We'll try that. Oh, that was very interesting. He moved out of the way. That's interesting. So he moved up to the other ones. So I'm going to try and cast a longer cast to where those fish are. So I've gone into the tree. So I'm just jiggling it out. It should flick out of the tree. The temptation when you hook a tree like that is to pull tight, then the knots singe. If you just be soft and just wiggle it out, it normally unravels. So it's actually quite an annoying spot to try and get a good cast in. There we go, good cast. There we go. Oh! I let the line lie on the water and saw the fish move over to the side, and once I saw him straighten, then I set the hook, but I don't think I got the timing quite perfect because they all yeeted out and the fish that I hooked, I just pricked him. Gosh, these fish are dumb. He dropped back a bit. I let it. Flicked it in front of his face a couple of times, and like the 4th time he ate it. That's crazy. I just pricked this exact fish on the same fly like 20 seconds ago. Just shows fish. Some of them are really smart, others are not. This one wasn't the smartest one I've ever hooked. So with this guy, 2nd time's a charm. And then another chance, which was nice of him. Normally you don't get that, but it just shows, even with a fish that's a bit spooked, if you put it so close to their face so that it comes like along there and they can just go, then they'll sometimes actually just eat it, but they won't move a foot or 2 for it like they would if they hadn't been spooked or pricked. So this river, like a lot of these high pressure, like very regularly fished rivers, is all about being really precise with your casts. Putting it under the bushes or putting it right next to the fish. There's a fish here that's dropping back, so I'm just going to be quick and put the fly maybe 1.5 meters above him. No, he did not like that. That's very interesting. I'll try that again. Bring it through this deeper water. There's a couple of fish up there. They're quite spooked, I think, because I pushed a few of them up, which can be kind of a classic problem here, where you push one and then all the rest of them spook each other. But I'll try. I'm going to try let out a bit more line and get a really long cast here. Cast maybe 8-10 meters up and above where the fish are and see if one of them's more active. That was very interesting. I just got smacked, but the fish didn't stick. There's a tree behind me that's right where I want to use back cast, so I'm trying to flick it in amongst there without hooking the trees. I got a long cast here. There we go, fish. That was cool. I just saw the line flick away and bang, fish. Come on. I swear there's bushes and stuff everywhere here that just love to grab the line. Let's point this fish upstream. Nice. This is quite a fresh fish. It's very silver. That was a bit of a longer cast. And first cast through there, once I managed to tuck it in amongst the trees behind me on the back cast, I caught a fish. I can see a couple more, so I'm going to keep back with the fast water between me and the fish and try another long cast. There we go, nice long cast. Just collecting the slack from my other hand. Let's see if I can get one up there again. That's the problem here, you hook one and you scale the rest of them. Here we go. That stopped so softly. So that fish was maybe a little bit left to where that last one was, but it was again a really quite long cast, maybe 7 meters up, and just as it fell, I saw the line flick away. Nice. This one's super spotted. Sorry, buddy. It's a wriggly fish. Alright, so I've just caught 2 out of here. I've just waited a moment and I can see a couple more fish, but the problem is they get real twitchy when you catch one. Because the water's so clear and the holding water is very small, they will scare each other, so we'll give it another go. But I'm not expecting to catch heaps and heaps and heaps out of one spot, because it's hard to not scare all the fish when you hook the others. But again, trying to keep a bit further back from the fish. Oh, there we go, beautiful. A bit further back from the fish. That fish was right on the drop. That was nice. Come on. Stay back. I'm always trying to keep the fish away from the other fish, but this fish does not want to be cooperative at all. He keeps trying to run up with the other ones. Oh, I see why he's a fresh fish. That was really cool. He ate that on the drop. So the fly was just coming down. Wow, check this out. Anyone know what that causes that? I would bet maybe a big barb treble hook. But I might be being harsh on the barb treble hook gang, so I don't know. Interesting. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're enjoying the videos, make sure you subscribe so you can see my upcoming content. So the fishing this evening's been alright. I've been really fishing in a not so pretty style, but really focusing on accuracy and getting the flies to come just next to the fish, rather than really pretty fishing like with delicate fishing. It's more about just getting the fly down, making sure it's in amongst the other fish in the logs and things without hooking the logs, and trying to get that really accurate presentation. If you're interested in any one-on-one tuition or coming along to one of my fishing classes, reach out to me via email and we can organise something. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.